Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Saturday. I'm Leslie Watkins. Well, I can't believe that it's just 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and I thought that today it wouldn't be too soon to start thinking about place settings at the table. I get together with the same people each year, and it's something I really look forward to. And I thought that this year I would make some little place settings to surprise everybody. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using the Design a Treat stamp set and the dies that go along with it. So you get quite a few dies in the package here. There are, let me see how many. There are 15 dies. So this is what they look like. And then you get this stamp set that has some pattern stamps on it. You can make stripes, checkerboard, spots. There's a little face here. There's something that says for you. And there's also this little label. And one of the things that I like particularly about these dies are the numbers. So you'll be able to see this better later today when I do the 12 Days of Christmas class, where I feature the same die and stamp set bundle. But these are wonderful because the numbers, let me see if I've got something handy here that I can show you. Yeah, so the numbers not only come out as the actual numbers, but they leave behind these wonderful little oval shapes, which I really like. Okay, so there, this is the outer circle or oval, and then let's see if I can find a number to show you a number. Here's one. So there is either the 6 or the 9. They're very tiny, and they're perfect for using for advent calendars, cards, birthdays, all sorts of things. This little, where is it? These little labels allow you to layer the numbers on them to make them a little bit fancier. And then, of course, you've got the matching stamp set so that you could heat emboss it and make it as fancy as you'd like. But I'm going to keep it kind of simple today because this is just a very short video. I want to give you an idea of how you might make one of these cute little treat boxes for your table. And then I'm going to be getting ready for this week's class of the 12 weeks of Christmas. And I think, let me see, are we already up to 9? Let me check my notes here. Yes, so it's the 9th week. I've already done 9 of the free classes. They're open and available to anybody for free, but you do have to register because they're in a private Facebook group. And all the information is right here on my Facebook page. Just click that link and it'll get you to where you need to be. Let me just get this out. In time for today's class. And it's going to be very cute. In fact, I'll show you a quick sneak preview. So there it is. Okay. All right, so that's the sneak peek. Now you can also get a class kit that includes all of the, let me get organized here, all of the cardstock, some embellishments, some ribbons, and some goodies And I'll have more about that in the class later today. But let's get started with our Thanksgiving treat box. I'm getting out my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I have a piece of Cajun Craze cardstock here because I love this color for autumn. And I'm just going to line up the treat box die and also this little label. I like to use it as a base. So I'm just going to get that on there. Pass that through. Take out my pieces. And we're done with our cutting. This makes it so super, oh wait, not done yet. I forgot. I wanted a little bit of gold on this today. So I've also got a piece of the distressed gold paper here. This is just a scrap. And I'm going to go ahead and use this label again. I call it a base. And I'm going to pass that through. What's interesting about this little die is that not only can you use it for the base, but you can also use it for a label. And I'm going to show you that as well. So I'm going to, for, let's see, I think for Cajun Craze, I'm going to use Very Vanilla. And I've got a scrap here. This is the Very Vanilla thick cardstock. So it has some body to it. And I'm going to just run that through the machine one more time, again with my little label die. There we go. And now I think we're done. I'm going to bring you down a little bit closer so you can see better. So as you can see, this die cuts out everything. It cuts out these little slots that you pass the tabs through, and it also puts all the score lines on the box, so there's really nothing to it. The die does everything for you. The only thing you have to do is to remember to put it away so it doesn't get lost. So I'm just going to tuck these back in my box here, or bag. And while I'm over here, I'm just going to check my settings, make sure visible. That looks good. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to take my base layer and I'm going to go ahead and layer up this pretty distressed gold on top of it. Okay, not a lot of this is going to show, but you will see these pretty little scalloped edges. Give that a burnish with my bone folder. Make sure that that glue is spread around nicely. So there's my pretty sparkly base. Now for the box, all you have to do is fold in these tabs. Super easy. Just fold right along the score line that the die made. And then on these little half circle tabs, you want to fold those up the opposite way. So everything else sort of gets folded down, except for those little circular things. And then what you want to do is take your glue. You just need a tiny bit. And I'm going to start on one side, run a little bit of glue along that tab, and on the other side. And then I'm just going to hold that in place for a moment for that to catch. Same thing on the other. Just hold that in place. I'm just making sure that my corner meets up nicely. And this glue, the multi-purpose liquid glue, dries very quickly, but not so quickly that you can't sort of slide things into place if you just want to make some little adjustment. So that's one of the reasons why I like to use it. Once you've got those things where you want them, you can go ahead and give those a nice burnishing down, and that will help to keep them where they are. And then, of course, the other side. Just kind of tuck those in. And the same thing. Line them up. And that's basically your box. This one needs another minute here. So, it just took me a couple of minutes to do that, and now it can be decorated. And what's so cute about these boxes is that you can use them year round. So while the stamp set comes with stamps for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, you could use them for birthdays. You could use them for any occasions. You could use them for a little Easter treat, a springtime brunch with your friends, a tea party, you name it. They're really cute. All right, so I'm just going to make sure I've burnished down all those flaps well. And the next thing I want to do is grab my base. And for this, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of my box. And the boxes are rectangular, they're not square. So you want to make sure that you get that lined up in the right direction. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to have this pretty little gold scalloped layer showing from the bottom, but it's also going to give my box a lot more stability. So again, I'm just holding that for a moment. Take my bone folder and give that a little bit of a burnish. Okay, so now you've really got a nice solid base for your box. Now you may be wondering, okay, that's pretty cute, but what am I going to put in it? Well, I'm going to show you. I have a couple of pieces of Dove chocolate here, which are sort of rectangular in shape. And I want to thank my friend Abby for telling me about the Dove chocolate squares because they do in fact fit absolutely perfectly inside your box. So how nice is that? Did you know that Dove chocolate was rated? I looked up the ratings for different chocolates, and Dove was rated, I think, in first place. Both the Dove and the Ghirardelli ranked very highly in the ranking. All right, so now that you've got that all sorted out, all you have to do, let me bring you a little bit closer. All you have to do is put these two little circular tabs together. It's kind of hard to show you on camera. And then you just flip this flap over with the slot, pull that through, do the same thing on the other side, okay? And to hold that in place, take your little insert. So in this case, I cut out the base again to use as a name tag so you could write your guest's name on there. And just slide that in between the two tabs, and that's going to hold your chocolate box closed, just like so. Really, really cute. But we can decorate it further. So if I go into my stash bag, now you may remember this from the autumn tags and things. I've got some leftover brushed burnished dots. Let's see. I had a leaf. Where did I put my leaf? Here it is. So this is one of the retired vintage leaves stamped that I heat embossed and sponged. And on the back, I stamped it with So Grateful, and I just put a little ribbon through it. I punched a hole. So something like that could fit on the top of your box like so. So if you just wanted to have a So Grateful for your Thanksgiving table, that would work beautifully. And I'm going to add one of these dots. This is the copper one. I really like the copper dots with the Cajun craze and the, let me find my place there. There we go. All right, and then of course you could dress up the sides. Now a few weeks ago I did show you how to paint a pheasant, and I fussy cut this out, and this stamp says called Painted Pheasant. It also has this Happy Thanksgiving, so that would work beautifully with this for your Thanksgiving table. And if you wanted to, you could put more of this gold paper all around if you really wanted to get fancy. But I'm going to leave it at that. So I hope you like that idea for a Thanksgiving treat. I'm going to get ready now for the 12 weeks of Christmas class that's about to start at 12:30 in our private group, and everyone's invited. All you have to do is register, so just find that registration link and I'll be able to let you in. And if you don't get in right this minute, don't worry, because all the videos are there for you to be able to watch at your leisure. Now before I go, I just want to show you another idea for one of these boxes. So here's one that uses that really pretty label, fancy label punch. Let's see what the name of that is. That's this one, and this is called the Handmade Tag Punch. Okay, and so I used the Handmade Tag Punch for this base, and it came out very nice. And I added a little peacock feather and a little ribbon on the top. Here's another one that just has some of that distressed gold paper, and I've looped the elegant trim to make a ornament with the little jingle bell trinket on there. So really, there's just so many. It's endless what you can do. I even have, here's an example of a dried flower. If you wanted to add a dried flower to your decoration, you could do that. So I'd love to see what you do. If I've inspired you to make some cute little treat boxes, I have a group called the Dandelion Paper Pals that all of my followers who comment can be admitted to, and in that group you can share your ideas and see what everybody else is coming up with. So we'd love to see you there. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you in a couple of minutes in the, let me put this so that you can see it on the camera. I'll see you in a couple of minutes in class. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I will see you next time.